Thank you for giving Aragon Incorporated an opportunity to assist you in deciding to keep your partnership with Red Bull. Here I present to you some of the reasons why you should still be in partnership. Increasing market share in global markets is not easy, especially in a competitive segment such as luxury cars. Infiniti rapidly became a well-known brand in many countries, especially in China. When it comes to purchasing, compared to other brands like Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Maseratis, and BMWs, Infiniti is much less expensive. Not only is Infiniti a great brand to purchase vehicles from because of its price, but also because it offers luxury and high speed. Excuse me. Its route to becoming popular on a global scale was due to Infiniti building a marketing platform that helped it reach audiences all over the world. Red Bull became extremely popular because it not only created a product without touring, but it also was one of the few that sponsored extreme sports. When Infiniti joined forces with Red Bull and the best driver in the world, Sebastian Vettel, Infiniti presented the idea of being innovative and taking the challenge that comes with marketing. Its strategy aims to improve awareness of the brand, excuse me, and highlight the superiority of its products, and who better to do it with if it is not the four consecutive winner of Formula One, Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel. The partnering with Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel provides Infiniti with the amount needed to be able to reach audiences on a global scale. Formula One racing has a global audience, and it is a perfect showcase for high performance cars and technology. The fact that Sebastian Vettel wanted to help design a new luxury Infiniti model demonstrated the strength of the brand and its cars. In addition, Sebastian Vettel extended his contract until the end of this 2015 year, which shows the value of Infiniti Red Bull Racing because he stays instead of accepting offers from Mercedes-Benz and Ferrari. The consecutive victories of drivers and constructors has led Infiniti and Red Bull Racing to be one of the most successful and fearsome sponsors in Formula One because of its performance delivery and capacity to perform. Red Bull has wanted to gain more audience by wanting to bring back the fun and being involved with Formula One. One way in which they went about incorporating fun again was when Mark Gallagher became a part of Red Bull Racing, who had been a spokesperson in Formula One for almost 30 years. Red Bull also launched a magazine in 2005 called the Red Bulletin, excuse me, that is currently released every month, 4 times per race weekend, and distributed to the paddock and to the public relatively close to the grandstand at each section of the track. Infiniti was born from an already well-known Japanese brand known as Nissan. Nissan is considered the parent of Infiniti, and even though they have the same creator, Infiniti bases every creation by taking its character of modern Japanese luxury in its heart. Formula One accepted the partnership between Infiniti and Red Bull since both had already consumers. Despite the economic downfall there has been in the United States and other countries, Formula One is generating an increased revenues and profits. In the course of approximately 10 years, Formula One has increased revenues from millions to billions. In 2012, it made $1.6 billion dollars as opposed in 2003 when it only made $729 million. Dollars. Formula One generates income from promoters, broadcasters, and sponsors. Formula One has developed clauses and clever strategies that has made it very successful. Hosting the Grand Prix in Japan this year was a very tactical strategy on Formula One's part. The Formula One calendar is only allowed 20 races a year because the teams refuse to participate in more races than that. But if there were to be more races per year, Formula One and the competitors' income would definitely increase. The chief executive, Bernie Ecclestone, then decided that it would be a good idea to take races to emerging markets. The reason why Asian countries accepted to host the Formula One is because it is a good way to do two things. First, put their country on the global sporting map, and two, increase audiences for Formula One. Formula One is the most watched sport in the world, with approximately 500 million viewers a year. Therefore, being a part of such a popular event is an amazing way to get your country on television where millions of people will watch They will go on tours, and they will make the country be known on a sports level. Formula One by itself serves as a way to make brands known since it is a sports scene all over the world. Infiniti initially sold its vehicles in North America in 1989, and the marketing network for Infiniti vehicles now includes over 230 dealers in over 15 countries. That was a rapid growth from an automobile company that did not yet have consumers. In 2003, Infiniti reintroduced its brand to Japan with a hybrid-powered vehicle similar to the Q50 to go on sale in 2014, but still keeping the gasoline-powered Skyline version of the Q50. In the year of 2003, Infiniti introduced their new product called Q30. Okay, so the Q30 was presented at the Frankfurt Motor Show. What makes this vehicle very unique is that it is not a coupe, it is not a crossover, and it's not a hatchback. It is a combination of all three vehicles. The creation of Q30 came to be when Infiniti and Mercedes-Benz reached an agreement in which both will share its technological secrets. Now, Red Bull has admitted that when marketing, it focuses on repurposing and targeting its products to the youth, and Infiniti does the same. The Q30 idea incorporates the highest aspect of crossovers, hatchbacks, and coupes for a newer generation of consumers searching for a luxurious, tailored alternative to the traditional and conventional vehicles. Q30 began to produce this year the Q30 in Sunderland, which also exposes the fact that Infiniti brand is now expanding through Europe. Although the Q30 will not be ready until 2017, it offers the spaciousness of a hatchback, the sportiness of a coupe, and the look of a crossover. These three styles of cars, regardless of the brand, are being combined because Infiniti wants to capture younger generations of people, consumers, with this absolutely incredible contemporary design. With this specific model, Infiniti is changing the attitudes of traditional and conventional vehicles by creating an entirely new class of premium compact vehicles. Infiniti promises inspired performance, and the Q30 is definitely an inspiring work of art. Red Bull has been in Formula One for nearly 20 years, and that is something that Infiniti has held on to because Red Bull has a high credibility and expectancy in what it does at the races. Red Bull was very astute in buying Jaguar from Ford that was already situated in the United Kingdom. It used Jaguar to promote its products more than the desire to ever win the races. After a couple of years of purchasing Jaguar in 2012 to be exact, Red Bull increased their staff by hiring approximately 300 people. The most important thing that they did while hiring is that they hired three people that increased the popularity of Red Bull. They hired Christian Horner, Adrian Newey, and Sebastian Vettel. Infiniti has partnered with a great company because the benefits of Red Bull in reality come from exposing both brands. It has the most prominent logos on the cars of both Red Bull Racing and its sister Formula One team, Toro Rosso, which is based in Italy and is also known by the drinking companies. In just the past 5 years, Red Bull has made approximately $1.6 billion in advertising value equivalent from Formula One, which balances the $1.2 billion it has spent on Red Bull Racing and Toro Rosso investments. In Jerez, Spain earlier this year, Red Bull surprised Formula One when it presented its new creation, RB11. And they did this in the pre-season testing. Their new creation is a camouflage car that has a black and white paint scheme that resembles a zebra, and it was created with the intention to deviate the ability for the opposers to obtain important information of the vehicle. In the preseason testing, Red Bull actually completed more laps in the first hour than last year. That may be because of RB11. Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner, stated that RB11 is meant to stop rivals from getting detailed shots of the car, and the design tricks your eyesight. Additionally, Renault has reached an agreement with Red Bull to make Renault the only manufacturer for Red Bull and no other team. This agreement is very significant because Renault has been a famous brand since its early 1990s and has manufactured for other clients. In addition, Renault has made alliance with Nissan. To be specific, it was in the year 1999, and this alliance was to make sure that each of them was doing things in benefit of the other. So keeping in mind that Nissan created Infinity, the alliance strongly benefits Infinity as well. Both Infinity and Red Bull target younger and newer generations of people. The way Infinity and Red Bull market their products is by creating designs that are technologically more advanced than its competitors, but still keeping the promise of the benefits and experiences that a consumer expects from them. Both brands have been in the industry for decades and have gained recognition throughout the years because they have kept their promise. Infinity has shown the public how their automobiles are useful, and Red Bull as well with its energy drinks. Red Bull was already known in Austria since around the time of its creation, and years later came to the United States where it was very well received by the youth. Infinity has created luxury vehicles at lesser prices from its competitors. So lesser prices always persuade people into buying the products because the competitors have higher prices. Infinity provides vehicles that appease the body, providing what brands like Mercedes-Benz has, but including the fact that it's less expensive. Infinity used the pricing strategy where it initially sets its price low to ignite popularity in the market. In Red Bull's initiation in the United States, it advertised through commercials that its product gave wings, and sometimes even literally. At this time, it was directly targeted to people who needed an extra boost throughout their day, like high school, college students, and even other adults. The commercials, bulletins, ads, and the billboards really paid off when more and more people began to consume Red Bull. This advertising generated Red Bull millions of dollars to create newer products. Infinity sells its cars through retail dealers, and even though you can build your own vehicle through their website. Red Bull, on the other hand, has sold its products through wholesale, retail, export, and the internet. When clients buy products through wholesale, they pay less than if they were purchasing retail. Red Bull does not sell its products, though, at equal or lesser price than what their cost is to produce, so their production fee. Infinity and Red Bull employ hundreds of people who are required to provide the best for the public to keep them and the company happy. They have to remember, though, that not all countries and people are the same. They have to consider all cultures and provide what they need in terms of products and services. Infinity Red Bull has maintained a stable relationship with the public by advertising its unison and how well they have performed as one. Red Bull has sponsored events, and Formula One has been its best thus far. When hosting events, Red Bull and Infinity have offered free products to the people present as a way to promote their brand. Through social media, Red Bull has engaged consumers with ideas of sportsmanship, heroism, and perfection. It has created extreme videos that show bravery to the fullest, evoking the rush that the energy drink gives people. Red Bull has Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts that actively get the fans and public involved. Red Bull has become very technologically savvy and has figured out a way to approach future fans and future consumers. Many say that these newer generations are all about the internet and social media. Therefore, Red Bull has explored many options to let their products, aliases, and other things be known and increase their popularity. Thank you once again.